Tracy, who's a top seller and a top customer recruiter, should know what the FTC says about stuff. How is she selling so much? How is she recruiting so many customers if she doesn't know what the Federal Trade Commission says or what the Food and Drug Administration says about supplements? Come on, dude.
Hello. I make sure it goes here. Hi, lab team. Hope you're here. I'm in New York City, and we are in the middle of a nor'easter happening here. The first of apparently a couple coming this week. We're here to talk about avatars today. Oops, I think I just hit create a new Facebook account. I've done this first. I just want to make sure we are live in the group, and that hopefully you can see comments. All right, I see us here.
Her mic might be underwater. I took out the pauses and then I sped her up, so she's gonna sound like a potato had a baby with the Atlantic Ocean. They are also filming on a potato. I don't know why people cannot stream in a higher resolution. I exported this in 1080 and we wrecked our lives.
I'll just stay over here. If you are here and you see us live, oh, backwards, see that little red button, tell us hi. Make sure, because we are on StreamYard, there is a link somewhere, either above or below in the comments, to click a link and give StreamYard your permission, which basically just means I can see your name. Otherwise, it shows up on my end as Facebook user, and I don't know who you are. So address you as Facebook user. If I can see comments on Facebook, I will see it that way. Like, I think that's Amy.
Okay.
There as Facebook user, but on my computer, I only see it as Facebook user. So if you can make sure to go click that link and give access. Otherwise, I won't know who you are. I'm sorry we missed our December avatar training because I wasn't feeling well, Jean wasn't feeling well, and then the holidays and all that. So I figured we'd just come back and start this week fresh and do it here. And I think we're also going to have some fun training at Celebrate on the avatar form too. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Amy. Hi, Lisa. Lisa did it right. You did it. Good job.
Hi.
And as always, we'll talk a little bit about the avatar, and then we'll go through and talk through with Jean on your form and ask questions and try to dig in a little deeper on who your person is and try to get you with exactly a clear picture of who your avatar exactly is. But I always do like to start with just a reminder of why we do this. Why is this so important that we know who we're talking to? If you haven't been in the app, if you haven't done the training, there is a form for the avatar form to help you figure it out. For some of us, that form is intimidating. So if that is you.
Okay, let me explain. I know we all can figure this out because we've been doing the marketing stuff on my channel for a million years now. The customer avatar is what they fill out so they know about themselves and they know who they're targeting. Yes, they know who they're targeting, but they know who they're talking to. However, it's more complex than Tracy's making it out to be, but I think they have to streamline it at some level for MLM. So they are trying to teach people how to target unsuspecting multi-level marketing, I say victims, multi-level marketing, vulnerable individuals more effectively. We love that. By we, I mean we do not. We do not love that. Oops.
I'll say put the form aside and just like brain dump who you think your person is. Answer the same questions, but don't be limited to the form. You can always then take those questions or those answers and put it back in the form later. But I don't want you to struggle with the form or let that limit you. If you could just brain dump it and put it back into the form later. So that's always a good tip. And then the other thing is...
Sorry, this is Life Activated Brands. This is the yelling company. I feel like I'm giving directions kind of similar to not the go south on this street. It's like, you know, the Chipotle with the broken sign, and then across the street is a gas station, and then there's a fence that has fallen down across like a diagonal. You're gonna take a right on that street right after the Chipotle. Life Activated Brands sells supplements, and Melissa Collins yells at us a lot. This is also the guy. There's the haters. I know we have diaper division losers on here.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
So that's Brandon Hayes. That's Melissa Collins, the yeller's boyfriend, who also founded Life Activated Brands. Life Activated Brands was founded by Brandon and his wife. They have since separated, and then Melissa also Facebook posts about the family drama on her Facebook page. It feels like Vanderpump Rules because it's a little like Vanderpump Rules, in my opinion. Oh, Life Activated Brands got a website update. What? Please hold. Detour. What? Also, what's with the hashtag? Melissa, the hashtag, this looks awful. This looks awful. This looks better than it used to. The people of Lab. Those damn arrows. We'll have to do this later. Join as a partner. This is Melissa Collins. She yells at us a lot. She seems smiley here. When she is behind closed doors, we get yelled at. A lot. How we get paid. Retail profit, enroller bonus, sponsor bonus, team commissions, rank advancement bonus, leadership, check match, leadership pool. Interesting. There's only one little selling thing, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks... Who did this? Why is this uneven? Melissa? Did you do this? Why is the logo so close to the edge, and why are we not even? This side matches this. This side does not match this side, and the top does not match the bottom. The bottom doesn't match the left side, and the bottom doesn't match the right side. Why is this center aligned? Why is the text different sizes? Why is it center aligned? We cannot go on this detour. Why is this different than this? Never mind. The update does not look good. What the hell is this? Life Activated Brands has Melissa Collins, who yells at us a lot, an awful website. Avery and I are going to have to review this one because holy... Oh, this is Tracy. This lady with the purple hair over here, that's Tracy. That's the person we're looking at. That's the one we're reviewing. Oh, there's Brandon. This is Brandon Stevens, formerly of Q Sciences, apparently vice president of sales. And this is Brandon Hayes. This is Melissa's boyfriend. He's the one that founded Lab. Customer service. Brandon. Why did we not color correct the pictures? Why is this blurry as hell? Who exported these? Why are you sitting on the floor, Melissa? Chief Marketing Officer, you couldn't even flip the picture so you're looking at your name? I know, I was like, we're not going to go on a squirrel trail. Why did nobody color... Oh my god. Why did no one color correct this? Why didn't... Okay, it's fine. You know, every time... I'm going to do this so I can look like I'm looking at this stuff. Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, another picture of Melissa. Who did this? Why is it center aligned? I know I keep saying that's fine, but I can't stop looking at it. We're back to the video.
9 times out of 10, your avatar is you. So if you think about who you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, who were you before Lab? Who were you before you started on these products? Who were you before you made the decision to join? That's probably who you're talking to. And it's going to be a whole lot easier talking to that person than making up a person because you know who that person is. Even if it's hard to go back and address some of those answers, you know who that person is.
This is not really how you build an avatar. We'll just keep listening. This is not really how you build one.
And I want to give another pretty relevant example today of how knowing your audience really works and why it's important. I'm sure we have all seen all this Stanley Cup stuff. It's everywhere. It's all over my newsfeed. Everybody's talking about these cups, and it's not about hockey drinking cups. I don't own one personally, but if you've read any of the stories about how Stanley started, it's a really old company and actually started as targeted to men for like working on campsites, for camping, for hiking gear, working on jobs.
Because only guys can go camping? Really? Tracy?
Sites like the marketing, the messaging was all around like it's heavy, hardy duty gear that you can take with you. It's durable, Western's Veratex, that kind of thing. Like think Man the Pan, Hunger Man, that kind of messaging. And they launched a new product. I think it was like, I don't know, a couple years ago, and the product flopped. And they were going to pull it from the market. But there were 2 women who wrote a blog, and
they kind of wrote a blog, but they have an Instagram. It's called The Buy Guide. And they review things pretty detailed, and then they tell people like, hey, if you're looking for this, this is what we recommend. Hey, if you're looking for this, this is what we recommend. And they were she's gonna tell it. Never mind.
It was like their favorite cup ever, and they were devastated this product was going to be pulled. And so they wrote to the company. They decided that they wanted to do whatever they could to keep it, and so they ended up themselves buying like 5,000 of the cups and then selling it 1,000 more. So the company realized there was something to this, and in talking to the women, they said
that's because they updated the colors too. Okay, forget it.
It's not the men that are buying the cups, even if they're using them for camp gear, for hiking or whatever. It's the women who are buying the cups. And so if you want your messaging to work, you got to speak to the women. What about the teachers who need a full cup of water all day long because they can never leave their room to go to the bathroom or to refill a cup of water? They want it to be cold and they need a big cup of water. What about nurses? Same thing. What about women who are always on the go and just want a fun accessory? When you talk about gear as a cup of gear, that's not speaking to the women. But if you change that one word and talk about it as an accessory, or if you talk about it as hydration, something that you can...
I don't like the way that she is describing this, but that's okay.
Have with you all day long, stays cold and hydrates and keeps you healthy. That's a much different story.
That's not
durable.
It being healthy was not a pull for anybody who wanted to buy this Stanley. Tracy, don't you do it.
Gear for hiking, right? And that's because they now know their audience, 2 very different audiences. And it's sold out and sold out and sold out. And so they keep it, and now we have where we are today. It could be construction women, but that's a whole different audience, Wendy.
She's leaving out the important part that the Buy Guide was a trusted group, a trusted pair of individuals who built up credibility with their audience by not shilling shit and knowing their specific audience and then finding products that they knew their audience liked. the way that MLMs do this avatar isn't fully accurate, and Tracy is not explaining the marketing of this in a way that's complete. And Jean, I don't even know how to say her name, looks overwhelmed.
So how would you use that to them? And they also changed colors. They changed everything. So if you know who your audience is, you can create those specific messages with the specific benefits that target them, that are going to.
And again, this is the lady, this is Tracy, top in, where's my notes? I'm like, be prepared. Tracy was top in personal sales for last month, and then was also top customer enroller last month. She does know her, like, number one, not number in top 10, number one top personal sales, number one customer enroller. I know it's boring as hell when I'm like, oh, logical fallacy. Oh, here's what the FTC says. Oh, here's what the FDA says. I know it's boring as hell. It is a place for us to all start with a foundation of, and a reference point of, consistency. The Federal Trade Commission says certain things. Your policies and procedures tells you what you can and cannot say. You do this so that you do not take advantage of the customer. It is for consumer protection. And then we hear Zoom calls like this about how can we get around the rules? How can we get around the rules?
And then you mentioned the menopause piece. So how has that impacted her life? How did it start? What are the effects of that?
So I think with the menopause, honestly, probably in the last few years, the weight gain. So, you know, a lot of who she knows is going through the same thing. Obviously very different person to person, but, you know, sort of the hot flashes, keeping her up at night.
You know that Tracy is going to be directing John to talk to people who are going through menopause, who are struggling with weight gain, who, whatever the side effects of menopause are, so that lab products can come in to meet that physical need, and also probably talking about one of their products helping with mental health. Twisty. Menopause blows. It seems rough. Talk to your doctor.
Some brain fog, not being able to shut the brain down, having that energy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Sleep too.
Yeah, it's definitely the sleep thing. And I think that's a combination of the hot flashes and the brain not being able to shut down.
And so when all of those things happen and she can't sleep and she has no energy and brain isn't working the way it used to, and she never knows if she's going to be hot or cold or what's going on, what happens? What does that, how does she deal with that effect? Does it affect her at work? Does it affect her performance? Does it affect her relationships? Does it affect her friendships? Does it affect how she makes decisions on whether to go out or stay home?
Yeah, so it is affecting a little bit of the performance. There's a little bit of forgetfulness. For someone who was always organized, always on top of things, it's a bit frustrating.
Okay.
Talk to your doctor.
So she gets frustrated with herself for forgetting those things. Give herself a little grace for knowing that she's sort of going through this.
Talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. I know this is intense. I think it's important. This is the Twisty. The entire Life Activated brand group is on this call. They do this in every single MLM. Some companies do it better than others and more directed than others. But I promise you, other companies are doing this. We did this in Young Living. We did this in Mary Kay. I know of this because I've been in marketing. The thing is, the more we know, the information is neutral, but the more we know, the more that we can empower ourselves and one another to help pull the rug out from coercion.
Even though you haven't said it helped with my menopausal symptoms of not having energy, they can put it together if one started to follow.
Okay.
I think that's probably how we could.
Because you've been talking about your symptoms in the stories before, then you're going to be talking about how much energy you have with the fitness bundle. They're going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, so then you won't have to make the claim. They can assume the claim is there, that the fitness bundle is the answer to your menopause.
But I think it's thinking through those feelings and how people feel in like real life, real picture of what it is like to go through that. You know, waking up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat and realizing I have to do the sheets. Like, it's not about being hot and sweaty. It's, oh my God, I have to clean these sheets again tomorrow. I'm so tired and I don't want to do laundry. I'd rather just sleep with no sheets on. Like, those kind of little relatable pieces are going to get into the hearts and minds of your people. And that's really all I know about menopause right now. It's coming.
That's how you get into the hearts and minds of your people.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to.